morning!
This train takes all the people to be turned into pillows. They shave their heads, empty their organs, fluff their bodies, and make them into nice people pillows. Have fun, people pillows.
I feel like I could probably jump and be okay.
Don't.
Alright. Only because you said not to. Hey there, Gazbot. Me, coming at you for day 6. Day 6 of 100 days of making comics. 100 days in a row, 30 minutes at minimum, working my own personal project, my own personal comic, my own personal, yes, it's my independent kaiju comic, The Horror Ray 4. You know this if you've been watching. So today, I'm kind of in the midst of working on it. I'm past 30 minutes. I'm at 45, maybe an hour. I haven't really been keeping track, which is a good thing. Not so good for the fact that I need to sleep and I have other work that I need to do, but I'm not counting the minutes while I'm working. Anyway, sidetrack. Today, I went to Santa Cruz, which is the boardwalk down south, with my father, ran around doing stuff. It was a super busy day. I started the morning getting fitted at a tailor's house. It was a seamstress, a tailor, whatever that word is for someone who does that sort of thing, but it was like in their house, and it was an older woman, and it was very surreal. She was very nice, and it was fine, but it was just like bizarre. Like it was like being in my grandmother's house, but it wasn't my grandmother. Complete with the fact that I'm like, well, how much do I owe? And she's like, you don't have to pay me. I'm like, I have to pay you. She's like, I do this for free. I'm like, yeah, but when you're making a suit, and I was getting fitted for something that someone else is making, side thing. Anyway, I tried to give her 20. She gave me 10 back. It was weird. I mean, she was nice, but it was just like an odd experience. And then my dad was there too, and because I thought it was going to take a minute, and it ended up taking a while, so he came and sat there, and it was just a whatever. So then we went to Santa Cruz, we had a good time, blah 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 blah. Went to 2 comic stores, got it in one, as I've mentioned. And yeah, so now it's the end of the day. It's well, it's the beginning of tomorrow. It's 12:30, and I finished my last thumbnail page. Here it is. Okay, so ended there. Again, it might get changed around later. And what I've been doing, that didn't take me the full half hour even, but what I've been doing is I took a picture of all my thumbnails. And I thought about scanning or do something else, but I just took my camera phone, my iPhone, camera phone. Does anyone even say that anymore? No, they don't. Well, I don't hear it. Moving on. We are at the point where I photographed, using my digital phone, all of the pages. Then I imported them into the computer, and I pulled up. I was going to use one of my old pages from issue 1 as a template, but I remembered I had issues, so I forgot about all that. No, I'm going to print with Kablam, or mostly going to print with Kablam. So I went there. They have templates. They're free. You could get them even if you're not printing with them. If you need a template for comic size, they're very good. I recommend them, because it has the where it would cut, and then it has the margin where you want to keep all important action and all important lettering in. You get those. It's gonna help you, even if you're just like copying it yourself, at a copy machine you have at home, or printing it out. Just using that helps kind of keep certain things in mind. Anyway, got that, and I was gonna do, like I said, sort of a regular size, not full size, but I still am formatting it at full size at 300 DPI resolution, which is print resolution, which it doesn't need to be for these thumbnails. But I'm thinking ahead, production line. Well, if I get it all kind of squared away in this format, and don't have to be disciplined enough to not zoom in and stay kind of smaller on the screen, then when I'm ready to move on to the next phase, it'll already be built into the template I need, already the right size. Maybe that'll save me a little time. Maybe it'll save me an hour. Maybe it'll save me a day. But any time I could save along this way, I'm trying to throw in there. So that's why I did that. And what I also did, because I wanted to work 2-up, is I put the template next to each other, because that's how you do the 2-up. So I have 2 templates next to each other, so the 2-page up. Let me show you. So this is the Kablam template, and as you can see, I put 2 right next to each other. Now this is on its own layer right here, and I also have the transparency down to 50%, so you can see through it. You see I put something there. But I took that off, and what I did was I made my own layer here, because this will be more important when I'm doing the final art, but for now, I just wanted this outline. So I measured where it would be cut, so anything outside of that will absolutely not be visible. So I made that line, and if you can see, I put the opacity at 50 on the edges of the white. You can't see that well, but trust me, it's there. Now these I already cut and sized, but what I'm doing is taking the same thing, and I saved it as 5 and 6, and then I go down here, and this is 7, for example, and then I'm cutting it just out of there, Control X, and then I come down here, erase. Actually, well, I'll erase those later. Just trust me that I will erase them. So I paste this in. And I'm not going to do it because I need 2 hands, but I will tape it here and then kind of resize it a little bit. I also have a layer above the thumbnails that's just all white at 50%. So you can see when I'm ready to go back and sketching over, it'll be easier. Interruption! I just realized I've caused myself a mistake. I've caused myself a mistake, yes. I've caused myself some trouble because of a mistake I made. That mistake is, once again, with the formatting of the book, which is the whole reason I'm doing the 2-up, the whole reason I did the little flappy book I showed you in the earlier video, flappy book, whatever. Page 1, when you open a comic, the interior cover is usually like credits, and then you get the first page of art and story. I put the 2-up and I put page 1 and page 2 of art and story, which then means all the rest are thrown off. Now, luckily, I'm only working on page 7 and 8 or 9 and 10, whatever. I'm gonna have to go back and change those. That's what I'm gonna do right now. Back to your regularly scheduled Ramble Gazbot Gap. As I'm editing today's video, whoa, meta, that's me, ha ha ha. Anyway, as I'm editing today's video, I realized that I kind of glossed over something that I thought I had discussed. When I was in Santa Cruz, there is a comic store there that I knew about, and it was also recommended to me that they might be willing to take independent comics like mine. So I went there and I was like, hey, you know, can I show my comics? And they're like, oh, yeah, go get them, whatever. And the short version is they won't look at it now and give you a decision. They're like, leave a comic with us and we'll get back to you. Or in my case, I don't want to leave a comic because it's an hour away and I'm going to be away for a week and then who knows when I get back. So I'm going to send them a PDF. But it's kind of a bummer because assuming they say, yeah, great, give us some, it's going to be like, well, now I have to wait till I go back down there even though I was there with a box of comics right at that moment. Whatever, it's their business. But right around the corner was another comic store. And the name of that store was Comicopolis here in Santa Cruz, the RA4 now available. That I never knew about. I've been to Santa Cruz, I don't know. I live in here 5 or 6 years. I've gone there at least twice a year, so 20 times at least. And I always go to the comic store. I'm always looking for comics or toy stores. Never knew it existed. I thought they were new. And he's like, no, we've been here like 17 years. I was like, pfft. So anyway, just by chance, I found them. Well, somebody had mentioned there was another store, to be clear. But I went looking for it and found it, and it's like right in the main drag. I don't know how I ever missed it. But I had the comics with me by chance because I went to the other comic store. And the guy there was very amicable to putting them out immediately. I put 6 in there on commission, so score, got them in Santa Cruz now. Yeah, so that's what I was saying about that. So anyway, that's the end of this day. Today, this day, right. It's day 6. Yeah, no, well, okay, but if today is day 6, and, you know, that means we've got 94 days left. I didn't do it. Let me out, coppers. Let me out, coppers.